So even if you don't have a deep fryer at home, you can fry your beignets in a couple of inches of oil in a heavy skillet, an electric skillet, a Dutch oven, anything that's just like the heavier the better, the thicker the bottom, the oil heats more evenly that way. But all you have to do is take your skillet and get the oil up to temperature, and you can just do this on your stovetop. So a good way to start, since we're trying to reach a target temperature of 370 degrees, is medium-high on your burner. So on a gas stove, you'll be familiar with your adjustments there. On my electric stove, it's between 7 and 8. So medium-high is a good place to start and just start getting your oil up to temperature. It does take a little while. I want to just mention that when you're working with a open oil, hot oil on your stovetop, you should never leave it unattended, because sometimes it feels like it's taking a while to get up to temperature, but then it'll get too hot too quickly if you don't watch it. And if you step away for too long, you could come back to a real mess in your kitchen, a fire or just smoke everywhere. It could be really ugly. So please, please, please just be safe when you're working with really hot oil, especially when it's open on your stovetop like this. Just a reminder to always keep your handles turned in if you have small children or large pets around, because they can knock it and you don't want the oil to spill. And also use metal or silicone tongs when handling the beignets in the oil, when flipping them or taking them out. And just be safe. You don't want to splatter oil, you don't want to spill oil, and you certainly don't want to burn oil. So this is a really great alternative. It's a really good method if you don't have an electric deep fryer, but it's also one that just requires a little bit more vigilance. So we're getting the oil up to temperature now. We're reaching 370 is going to be our goal. There's a little trick if you don't have a thermometer, and that is you can take the wooden handle of a spoon or a spatula and you can go ahead and put it in the oil, and it'll start to bubble a little bit. But if the oil isn't hot enough, it'll just be a few bubbles here and there, which you can see a little bit. Just some bubbles starting to form there down around the handle. When they start to form, the end of the handle, when they start to form or bubble a little bit more consistently like this, the oil is getting up to the proper temperature. So when you have a steady stream of bubbles coming off of your wooden handle, then you'll be about ready to start your beignets. If you put your wooden handle in and the oil starts to bubble very vigorously, it's probably too hot, so you want to back it down a bit. But it's just a little trick to sort of give you an idea, if you don't have a thermometer, when your oil is going to be the proper temperature. So we're looking at about 350 now. So we're getting really close, and as you can see, the bubbles are starting to form really nice constantly around,
look at that.
Around the handle. Alright, so our oil is at 370 degrees and we're ready to fry up some beignets. So the best way to do this is take your thawed beignet, just gently hold it, hover it above the oil. As soon as it touches, just sort of release it. Now it's going to pop up after just a couple of minutes, a couple of seconds. Start to float on the surface. That's exactly what you want.
That is exactly what you want.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
It's a thing of beauty. Okay, so there are your little dudes. Now you can see they start to puff up because the oil is the right temperature. That's another reason you'll know you've got the right temperature oils. They'll really start to puff up in the center. And after about 1 to 2 minutes, they'll be ready to flip over.
Look at that, they're puffing up nice.
So we use canola oil to fry our beignets and our pop-ups because it's healthy. It's a good alternative to any of the other oils that has a really high smoke point, so you can feel safe about using these high temperatures with it. I'm going to go ahead and, you can just determine how brown you like your beignets.
They smell so good.
So we're just going to go ahead, flip them over.
Be sure probably a good idea to have some windows open in your kitchen for this, huh?
Yeah.
Or a nice big fan above your range top there.
I'm just going to grab a paper towel, set it here so that we've got them ready to drain when they're done. So here we go. I use it like a flour sifter when we do our pop-ups. Right now I'm using a cheese grater top to do the powdered sugar.
Cover them up good.
You can just seriously just put stacks of it on if you want. You could put them in a bag and shake them up. I kind of like to sprinkle it moderately like that on mine. So another good thing to use is a tea ball. You can put some powdered sugar in that and just shake it over them. It makes it really pretty and even. So whatever your preference is. But now you get to decide if you're going to eat them like this, if you're going to dip them in honey, if you're going to put some, jam on them?
Or if you got some chocolate sauce. If you've got caramel sauce.
That's a good one. But like, this is the fun part. You get to experiment. You can put all sorts of stuff on them. Fruit, fresh fruit, like whatever you want.
Berries are always good with beignets.
Yeah, and anything that you've got lying around in your fridge, just experiment, play around. And the beautiful thing about our packaged beignets is you can make just a few at a time. You can make a dozen. You can just play around and do different stuff.
That's right. You want to be the highlight of the party. Just make a bunch of beignets for the party.
Yeah, for sure. You take them all hot like this, and you didn't even have to leave your house to do it.